gets on, and then I'll pop on. Okay. Whoops. That'll wake you up, huh? All right. Happy follow-up Friday. I like to make my days like kind of fun to, motivate me to do what I need to do. And so if you make something fun for each day, like follow-up Friday, training Tuesday, magical Monday, things like that, it just makes you have something more to look forward to and to kind of stick with what you need to do in your week. And so one thing that I wanted to share with you guys, we have, oh gosh, I'm getting all kinds of blings everywhere. Is we've got some things coming out Monday. We've got the Bitty Buddies for Easter, which I'm so excited about. Those are super cute. And then our new Pua the pig. And here's what I wanted you guys to think about, because I was watching a movie last night with my family, and which we usually do on Thursday nights because my husband is home at night on Thursdays. He works during the week nights. So anyways, we have these new products coming out on Monday. So I started texting individually my clients. And I started with Amy because that I just want to get those follow-ups done anyways, because those are the people that have purchased most recently. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, they just ordered. Why would you contact them? Because you don't know if somebody they know or if they love Moana or pigs or Pua the pig specifically. And I had to get on this morning because I text messaged about 6 people. One placed an order for one, and then the others, this is what blew my mind. All of them, all 5 of the other ones said, "Thank you for thinking of me." And so I think that we kind of tell ourselves that we bug our clients by letting them know that there's more products out, but they're actually grateful that we think of them. They don't know we have an app that helps us out with that, right? They don't know that we have a system that, whether it's a client follow-up book system or not, to help us out with that, okay? If you don't yet, it's something that you might want to think about doing some training on why following up is so important. But here's the thing, guys. You can have placed an order with somebody, or they placed an order with you yesterday. But if you contacted them today because you forgot to tell them that Pua was coming out and the Bitty Buddies for Easter were coming out on Monday, they're not going to be upset with you. All you have to say is, you know what, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot we had these new things coming out. I just want to make sure you don't want me to grab you one. And the nice thing is it gives them a sense of urgency that we have these limited time offers, and we can't guarantee if they're going to be available even an hour from when it launches. And so that create that sense of urgency, we have enough evidence from the past that people believe and know, as long as you've been educating them on that they know you're not just trying to sell them something. They know that you are truly wanting to make sure that they get what they need, because it probably won't be around very often. I mean, for very long. That's what I was trying to say. So my challenge to all of you is to start following up with your clients. And even if there's somebody that placed an order with you yesterday, if you haven't closed that order yet, go ahead and do it. Or even if you did, just say, hey, something else is launching. I wanted to see if I'm taking pre-orders. I wanted to see if you wanted me to grab one on Monday. And you'll be surprised how many people actually go, oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. Because even if you placed an order today and you called them tomorrow, it doesn't matter, because you can't purchase it until Monday. And you could say that I had to close my order for this, these products, but tomorrow will be, Monday will be a whole other order that goes in. So would you like me to grab you one of those? And they will be grateful. I mean, I can't guarantee every single person is going to even respond, but I did have a couple that I was doing follow-up with earlier in the day yesterday and I got no responses. So I want to make sure you guys know that even consultants like me that have been around for a long time have a very loyal and good sized clientele. Even I get ignored. Even I, with people that have been my clients for years, I know them, I have a relationship with them, they still ignore me when they're not interested in something. And that's fine, because you get to know their personalities. You get to know that if they're not interested, they don't say anything. Or the only time, or they tell you no thank you every single time, and they respond. So one thing that a lot of people in this business start to think is that you're like, there's expressions like, oh, they're ghosting me, they're totally not responding to me, and they take it personally. Don't take it personally, because what are you doing? It's not like you're asking them to buy a box of cancer or something. You know what I mean? You're selling them, or sharing, we like to say, we're sharing with them something that brings them happiness, that is full of joy, full of fragrance, that creates memories. So you have to make sure that you believe in your products and you believe that you have something to offer them. Because if you don't, that's where your hesitation is going to come from. That's when you're not going to be as confident. So first of all, ask yourself, how much do I believe in my products? Give yourself a 0 to 10. And if you're like sitting there saying, oh, I don't know, I only use this and I only use that, I'm not that big on, whatever, that's probably where you're struggling. Is because if you're not bought into the products, meaning, all in and sold on the products, why would your clients be? Does that make sense? Think about that. So you'll see a lot of people that have like really big PRV every month. Do you think that they're not confident in the products that they have? Probably they are, right? And that's why they're able to share, and they're able to make sure that their customers, we like to call them clients if they've ordered more than once, that their clients, they just know that their consultant knows what they like. You'll see that Director Michelle Brooks has well over $2,000 a month every single month in her entire 5 years. I think maybe there was like, count them on your hands, in 5 years that she like didn't hit 2,000, but it was like 1,900 or something. That doesn't come from lack of knowledge of her products and lack of confidence in her products, right? When I was at her launch party, so that means she was like a week in, right? She did her research. I was sitting back and listening to her educate her guests, and I learned something about the products. She really read and learned about the products that she loved, which was what sold her on joining and buying for the first time in a long time, was the washer lifts. So that means since she loved them, she wanted to know what they were about and how she could share it with other people. So she looked at what they are, what they're made of, what goes in them, all that stuff, and she educated them on why she loves the washer lift so much. So figure out what you're passionate about. That is always going to be a great thing to share. Something that you don't feel like you're selling, because you actually are giving a real testimony of the products you use, right? When you're a salesperson, you're trying to sell somebody something that you don't use. So if you feel like a salesperson, it's probably because you don't use it and you don't have confidence in it. So also, if I challenge you to think of the products that you've never tried. And when you get some free credit from a party, definitely order yourself some, at least one of whatever it is. If you've never tried the car bar before, then buy yourself a car bar with your free credit. So you could try it, see what you think about it, and you can actually give, your review on it. And that's when people know that you're not just selling them. You're literally sharing what you, I like to say a testimony, your testimony of the product. Okay? So make sure that you stay up to date about what's going on, meaning make sure that you are checking that news tab and seeing what's available, because what is Scentsy doing? They're giving us more tools to be successful, more tools to raise our paychecks, because we have more products to sell. And so if you're struggling with even getting active, it's because you're not engaging in all the opportunities that are available to you. And I can probably bet you're not following up with your already established clientele as much as you should be. And when I say as much as you should be, is that with every single product, there's a lifespan, okay? Meaning like the car bar. It says on the back up to 30 days, okay? So if your client buys one car bar from you, when do you think you should be contacting them? Before the 30 days, right? So they don't run out and forget about it and go buy one of those yucky ones from Walmart or something. So pay attention to the products that your clients are purchasing and figure out how long it'll be until it's going to be gone. Now with the oils and like the body products, the cleaning products, everything else, it's going to depend on how often they use it. Because even though our pods are 120 hours a pod, it doesn't mean they're turning it on, and keeping it on until the 240 hours is up. So you still need to follow up, see how they're doing, where they're at, and you'll start and pay attention, because then you'll start to know the trend that they're on. Of okay, my person literally puts in new fragrance in every day. And how are we going to find out about that? We're going to follow up, see how they like their products, and ask them. Don't be afraid to say, how often do you turn on your warmers or diffuser? Or how often do you use your body products? And they might say, oh, I only use them when I'm on the weekends because I can't wear lotion or fragrance at my work. They might work in the medical field or something. So that's why we need to get to know our clients. It's not because they don't like the product that they're not using it every day. It's because they can't. But then you know that they're not going to run out of their hand cream that has fragrance in it if they work at a place that they're not allowed to wear fragrance, right? And so you know that they use it on the weekends. So this is going to last a little bit longer than somebody that can wear it every single day, right? So we have to think about that. I'm not saying that you're going to memorize everybody's, Scentsy schedule, but the more you get to know them, write yourself notes. And so that's when you'll be able to say, okay, this is their use calendar when you get to know your clients. And then you can set yourself reminders on your phone. Even if you don't have Amy, put yourself a note that, okay, I'm going to check in with, Tiffany in 2 weeks because, just to see how she's liking her stuff. That's where everybody gets that follow-up trend, is you figure out a trend that you're going to stick with. We always say that the system that you use is going to be the most effective, not the one that Michelle Brooks uses because that's what works for her. And you can ask her. She's done training for us before in our Magical Mondays. You can go back and see how she does her follow-ups and how she has a book for all of her what do they call our limited editions. And so when somebody ordered something from Disney before, she goes all toward Disney people and says, hey, this is coming out on Monday. So that's how she gets continuous PRV coming in, even though they just placed orders with her, because it's something she wasn't able to provide before. Okay, but I just want to make sure everybody knows there's a reason behind. This is a quote I'm actually going to share with you that is from Tony Robbins. I went to a Unleash the Power Within program in person a few years ago with director Lauren Clift as well, and then I did a virtual one last year. And one thing that he always says is success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. And what that means is that people aren't successful in a certain area without specific reasons, without specific actions. So when you're hearing somebody train on some of how they find their success, you're going to get little clues you're going to be able to take and make it your own, or you could even do it exactly like them and it ends up working for you, but it's not always going to. You may hear 5 different ways of how people follow up and why people follow up before you say, hey, that's what I can do that. I believe in that. I can back that up. That I can have confidence in with that follow-up system. But it might take a while for you to find that system that works for you. But the problem with most consultants that come to me saying that they're struggling with their PRV and getting their minimum requirement in, let alone their 500 if they're a leader, and definitely they most likely aren't ever earning the annual mentor. The monthly sales award because they're struggling with selling product that isn't, you know, the basics that they buy themselves. So that's why we have to make sure that as consultants, just because we don't use it personally, we still review it, and we also pay attention to the customers that buy it, so you can share their stories with the client that may be interested in that product. But the thing is if you don't share it with them, they're not going to buy it. Here's I've shared this before, but I was given a catalog probably about a full year before I started Scentsy. It was from one of my son's soccer game coaches. Okay, he played soccer for like a week. He hated it. But she gave me a catalog, and guess what happened to this catalog? Well, not this one, but you know what I mean. It stayed at the foot of the passenger seat in my car for probably about a week. Got all muddy because it rained, and I threw it away. Did I look inside? I did this when I got in the car, like just real fast. Oh wow. So I didn't know that we sold well, we really didn't sell half the stuff we do now, but I didn't know the stuff other than wax and warmers that was in the catalog. And at the time, I was tight for money. So anything that basically caused me to buy anything, I didn't want to see it because I didn't want it. I didn't want it, okay? However, to turn on off my heater, it's really hot. However, when I became a consultant, my whole house was full of Scentsy, okay? Why did that happen? One, my sponsor shared with me all the other things that were in the catalog that I didn't know about. Because when I did buy Scentsy, before I met my sponsor, all I did was tell my consultant I like vanilla, and my daughter's room is this color. I think it was pink back then when she was little. And I said just something to match her room. That's it. I had her choose it for me. I didn't even look at the catalog. So should have that consultant say, hey, here's the options. There's a lot of options. You know, I'm not quite, let's look at it together to see what, you know, would work best for your room. Then I would have found out that they sold so much more stuff. And here I am 10 years later, a superstar director in the company. So did that consultant miss out by just taking my order and not asking or sharing any more than what I already thought I knew? So we have to ask ourselves that. Are we just taking orders and not offering and sharing what else they might like? What else they might like. So if they liked, for instance, while we're on here, if they like, if they like pink cotton, they're ordering pink cotton from you, okay? What would be a good thing to share with them? Oh, let me show you all the other things, other products that pink cotton comes in. And comes in laundry. You could just literally just say, hey, you know what, this is a new catalog. Let's look at this together. It comes in body, if you want to smell like pink cotton. And then let's go ahead and move to the grid over here that tells us what all that pink cotton comes in. So pink cotton is right here. Wow, there is 7 products that it comes in. And if we didn't take the time to bring them to this grid and say, hey, it comes in a scent circle, it comes in a room spray, comes in a, where is that at? A scent pack. It comes in a car bar. It comes in I'm talking sideways, a Scentsy pod and a fragrance flower. So do you think you might upsell and get more of an order if you just share? And it's all about verbiage. If you're like, if you are being pushy and say, oh, you should buy this, that's pushy. But say, oh, I just want to make sure you know what everything that fragrance comes in, and then you can make a decision if you wanted to add anything to your order. So you're just giving them the option, okay? So it's all about approach. It's all about the way you deliver things, as well as it's all about having a formula. some type of a formula that you do, a system if you want to call it, a ritual, whatever. But starting off with when you do it, so if you need to make it follow up Friday, just so you do it, then do it. And also, when you have new things coming out, don't be afraid to follow up with somebody that's already purchased from you that month, because they're actually more likely to buy than somebody that hasn't bought in a while. I know that sounds crazy, right? Yes, they're more likely to buy even though they've purchased recently than somebody that hasn't bought anything in a while. All right, this has gone long. I just get excited about all the opportunities that we have, and I hope that you guys are sharing them with all your clients. Okay, have a great day, guys. Love you all. Bye.